Oh man, so Dustin Poirier announced that he is going up to the 170-pound division, and I do not think this is a good idea at all. We're going to talk about Dustin Poirier and the potential matchups at the 170-pound division in just a second. Before we do though, guys, I do want to say hello everybody and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I'm your guy with too many YouTube channels. Let's talk about Dustin Poirier at 170. So, all of a sudden, Dustin Poirier just tweeted, fine, I'll move up. And of course, everybody is hyping about Dustin Poirier going up to 170 pounds. My initial thoughts was I just saw a photo of Dustin Poirier with Stephen Thompson. I can't remember who. Oh, it was Michael Chiesa. Michael Chiesa and Wonderboy Thompson. If you have seen that picture, Dustin Poirier looks significantly smaller. Initially, I was because the conversation for Dustin Poirier moving up to 170 pounds was always kind of there. I was always like, oh, you know what? I wonder how he would look there. But after seeing him standing next to Wonderboy and seeing him stand next to Michael Chiesa, I understand Michael Chiesa is a big welterweight, but Wonderboy, this dude is so much smaller, and I do not believe he will have any success at the 170-pound division. So, the big question is, everybody wants to see him fight Colby Covington, but we don't know if this matchup is ever going to get made because, first of all, Covington versus Leon Edwards seems like the thing that's happening, and it might even happen in November. Who really knows? It's really touchy on how that one's going, but Dustin Poirier also said that you will never see me fight Colby Covington in the octagon. And I don't remember exactly what he was saying, but he was saying something along the lines of he just wants to fight Colby in the street, and that was pretty much just him going, I don't want to get mauled by Colby Covington because Colby Covington would absolutely mop the floor with Dustin Poirier. And this is the big problem, okay? This is the big problem. Dustin Poirier moving up to the welterweight division. He's obviously going to get in a fight. Honestly, I would say they give him a fight in the top 5, but at the very, very least, top 15 in the division. I have the rankings up right here. So if you want to take a real quick look at them, Leon Edwards would smash him. Kamaru Usman, depends how he looks in his next fight because Kamaru Usman is well past his prime, but Kamaru Usman, it definitely, if he's a healthy and Kamaru, even anything like Kamaru Usman was before the Leon Edwards fights, Kamaru would absolutely wipe the floor with him. Bilal Muhammad is somebody that I would typically go, okay, Bilal's skill set doesn't scream like anything really, really good. If Bilal and Poirier were the same size, I would pick Dustin Poirier, but then I'm at the point where I've been doubting Bilal Muhammad for way too long now, and I was like, okay, this dude will just find a way to win. Khamzat Chimaev would absolutely steamroll him. Gilbert Burns will be interesting. That'll be really scrappy, but again, Dustin Poirier will be way too undersized for Gilbert Burns, and I can see Gilbert taking him down and submitting him. Shavkat Rakhmonov, forget about that. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson would pick him apart, especially with the size difference. Jeff Neal would scrap with him, and again, Dustin Poirier would be way too small, and Jeff Neal has that fight in him. That would be a dogfight for a second, but I believe Dustin Poirier would get finished. And that's assuming that Dustin Poirier, his chin's okay after getting knocked out. Who knows how he's going to be after that? I know we've seen him get flatlined before, but still, sometimes when people get knocked out really bad like that, they're never really the same. So let's keep going. Sean Brady, that's somebody maybe, depending on how it look. I believe Sean Brady is a little bit on the smaller side for the welterweight division as well. Vicente Luque, kind of like the same thing with Gilbert Burns. It would get really scrappy, and I can see Vicente Luque winning that. Neil Magny, way too big. Kevin Holland, way, way, way too big. Ian Machado Gary would pick him apart. Jack Della Maddalena would box his face off. Michael Chiesa is just too big. And you know what? Dustin Poirier might have a chance there because Michael Chiesa doesn't seem like he exactly has a ton of fight left in him. But I do not like his chances at all in any of these fights. And I believe my dog is running through the door. What are you doing, Sonny? My apologies, guys. I'm going to keep that in the... I don't know if she's going to burst through the door. But man, this worries me for Dustin Poirier because I'm a fan of Dustin Poirier. He's not one of my favorite fighters ever. To be honest with you, if he fought Colby, I'd be cheering for Colby because I find the banter between Colby Covington and Dustin Poirier hilarious. But Dustin Poirier, I believe he should stick to fighting the fun fights and he was initially thinking, how about somebody like Rafael dos Anjos, you know what I mean? A guy a little bit similar to his size and a guy absolutely looking to also have fun fights. He's kind of at the same point of his career because honestly, Dustin Poirier does not have a title run in him in the welterweight division. He might surprise us, and he might beat the top 15. He might beat guys outside of the top 15. But once you get into the top 10, and especially the top 7 of the division, I give him no chance of winning. And even that, I don't know, man. No, absolutely not. I think this is a horrible move for Dustin Poirier. And if he continues in this route, we're going to see Dustin Poirier go out like we've seen so many fighters go out on a bad note because he's already been knocked out horribly by Justin Gaethje. He needs to stick to the 155-pound division, and he needs to keep taking on guys in that division that we know that he can be competitive against. I did not like what I've seen at all in the size difference from those guys at 170. I do not like that at all, and it only convinced me even more if that fight with Colby does happen, he is going to have nothing to offer Colby Covington. Colby Covington is going to absolutely maul this guy. So this is where I want to leave it up to you guys. I want to know what you think. Do you think Dustin Poirier has a chance at 170? Am I talking crazy? Let me know down below. I would love to hear from you, and thank you so much for watching this video. On the screen right now, you will have 2 videos from the Clenbat channel. If you'd like to continue watching the channel, I will see you either there or in the next video, guys. Take care.